The first time Patricia Caldwell's white Lexus came barreling through my ranch gate, I thought it was an honest mistake. I was mending fence posts along the north pasture when I heard the metallic screech. My head snapped up just in time to see the gate I'd carefully closed that morning swinging wide, and a luxury SUV kicking up dust down my private road like it owned the place. My stomach dropped. That gate wasn't just for show. It kept my cattle contained and trespassers out. I jogged back to my truck and followed the dust cloud, my jaw clenching tighter with every passing second. When I caught up, the Lexus was parked near my barn, and a woman in white capris and a sun visor was standing there, hands on her hips, surveying my property like she was a health inspector. "Excuse me," I called out, climbing down from my truck. "This is private property. You can't just drive through here." She turned to me with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Oh, I'm Patricia Caldwell, HOA president of Meadowbrook Estates." She said it like a question, like I should automatically know who she was. "I'm conducting a neighborhood survey to ensure all properties meet our community standards." I blinked. "Lady, I don't live in Meadowbrook Estates. My ranch has been here 40 years, long before your subdivision existed." Her smile faltered. "Well, your property borders ours, and that gate of yours is quite unsightly from our side. We'll need to discuss aesthetic improvements. I'll add it to our next meeting agenda. My gate stays, and you need to leave now." She sniffed, adjusted her visor, and walked back to her Lexus with the slow, deliberate pace of someone who'd never been told no in her life. As she drove away, she left my gate wide open again. I had to chase down 3 heifers before sunset. The second time happened 5 days later. I was in the barn when I heard the now familiar sound of my gate being pushed open. I walked outside to find Patricia's Lexus rolling through again, this time with another woman in the passenger seat. "What the hell?" I muttered, striding toward them. Patricia rolled down her window. "Oh, hello again. I'm just showing Denise here the property line concerns. Your fence is 6 inches over what we believe is a community easement. There is no easement. This is my land, all of it. You have the survey documents at the county office, if you want to check." "We'll see about that," Patricia said coolly. "I've already contacted our lawyer. And I'm telling you for the last time, stay off my property." She drove off, leaving the gate open again. This time, it took me 2 hours to round up the cattle. One of them had wandered onto the highway. I was lucky no one got hurt. I called the sheriff's office. Deputy Martinez came out, took my statement, and promised to have a word with Patricia. "Technically, it's trespassing," he said. "But unless you want to press charges or put up better barriers, there's not much I can do." That's when I knew I needed a different approach. The third time was a charm, or rather, the breaking point. I was having coffee on my porch at dawn when I saw the white Lexus coming down the road. My hands tightened around the mug as I watched Patricia's vehicle slow down, pause at my closed gate, and then, incredibly, she got out, opened it herself, drove through, and left it open behind her. This time she had 3 other women with her. They were taking pictures of my barn, my fence line, even my water troughs. Something inside me snapped. I walked down there slowly, my boots crunching on the gravel. "Patricia!" She spun around. "Oh, we're conducting a full property assessment. Your barn's paint is peeling, and it's visible from the Johnsons' backyard. That's a direct violation of... Get off my land. There's no need to be hostile. We're simply... Now!" She clutched her phone dramatically. "I'm documenting this aggressive behavior for our records." They left, and I stood there shaking with anger. But beneath the anger, a plan was forming. If the law couldn't stop her, and words couldn't stop her, maybe physics could. I spent the next 3 days preparing. I called my buddy Jake, who ran a mudding course on his property. I called my cousin Maria, who worked in construction. And I made a few calls to the county to ensure everything I was planning was perfectly, completely legal on my own private property. Then I waited. It took a week. But sure enough, early on a Saturday morning, I heard that gate creak open. I watched from my barn window as Patricia's pristine white Lexus rolled through, coming down the path toward my barn. She had a man in a suit with her this time, probably the HOA lawyer she'd mentioned. They made it about 100 yards past the gate before Patricia hit the brakes hard. Where there had once been packed dirt road, there was now a 15-foot wide, 8-inch deep trench of thick, soupy mud. I'd spent 2 days digging it, lining it with clay, and filling it with water. It looked like a simple puddle, until you drove into it. The Lexus's front tires sank immediately. Patricia gunned the engine. The tires spun uselessly, spraying mud up onto the white paint. She tried to reverse. The car sank deeper. I walked out slowly, sipping my coffee, taking my time. Patricia's window rolled down. Her face was red. "What is this?" "Oh, that's my cattle crossing. They need a muddy area to walk through. Helps clean their hooves. Completely legal on my private property. Didn't think anyone else would be driving through here, seeing as it's, my private property. You did this on purpose." "I did this with my cattle. The question is, what are you doing here?" Didn't the deputy explain that this is called trespassing? The man in the suit spoke up. "We'll be filing a complaint with." "File whatever you want. I've got security cameras now." I pointed to the new cameras I'd installed on the barn and gate posts. "They caught you opening my gate, driving onto my property without permission, and ignoring multiple requests to leave. The sheriff has copies of my previous reports. So please file that complaint. I'm eager to show the judge the footage." Patricia's face went from red to pale. The lawyer whispered something to her. Now I continued, "I'm going to call Big Mike's Towing. They'll pull you out for about $300. And then you're going to close my gate behind you, and you're never going to set foot on my property again. Are we clear?" Patricia's hands gripped the steering wheel. Her jaw worked like she was chewing on words she couldn't quite spit out. Finally, she managed a tight nod. 2 hours later, Big Mike's truck pulled the Lexus free. The once pristine white SUV was covered in mud up to the windows. Patricia drove out slowly, and I watched as the lawyer got out and carefully, deliberately closed my gate behind them. I never saw Patricia's Lexus on my property again. A few weeks later, I got a formal letter from the HOA apologizing for any confusion regarding property boundaries and confirming they'd be respecting all private property rights going forward. I framed that letter and hung in my barn. Sometimes the best trap isn't complicated. Sometimes it's just a little mud, a lot of patience, and the satisfaction of watching someone learn that your property line isn't suggestion, it's a fact. And if they're going to keep driving where they don't belong, well, they better be prepared to get stuck.